Hello, welcome back. It's time for what I will say is day actually 2. It says it's day 3, but it's day 2 technically for me. So let's see what this one says. Aha! Upon a sparkling icy throne, the real queen rules alone. So the Snow Queen. If you are familiar with the original fairy tale, technically the Snow Queen, or Fjord Snow Queen, I can never pronounce that correctly. For those of you who are Norse or Scandinavian speaking, please comment below. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If Fjord, I believe is the correct way, but Fjord Snow Queen, I like this scent a lot. Very minty and icy. But the original story of the Snow Queen, she wasn't technically the villain, nor was she really straight up good. She was ambiguous. She was a force of nature. She was, in a way, she was good, but in a way, she wasn't fully defined as good. Ambiguous, basically, like a force of nature. Yes, she did get Kai, and he, attached a sleigh to hers and basically went with her, like, Edmund in Narnia. It mirrors it a lot, but she let him go because guess what? The real villain was a troll. He created a magic mirror, and he wanted to create chaos, and it's like anyone who looked into it, anything that was beautiful was made ugly, and anything that was ugly was made beautiful. And then he was trying to bring it to, in one version, I think it was the main version, he tried to bring it to heaven, and it ended up cracking, and then shards of it fell to the earth, and that's how Kai gets a piece of it in his eye and a piece in his heart, and that's how he gets snapped by the Snow Queen. So which I have an issue with this, is that he finds flowers less beautiful than snowflakes, even though technically both snowflakes and flowers are equally beautiful. That's my opinion, I guess. That's just my way of thinking. And so, yeah, it's because it's, if you look out on a snowy night, the moon shining, isn't it beautiful? It's just beautiful as a garden. And, you're supposed to see both of those as beautiful. But, and then they also have a couple of other characters that you don't normally see in a lot of adaptations, like the summer. What was this, Summer Mating? I can never remember her name, but she's like the sister, the summer version of the Snow Queen, and she's actually a little bit more of an antagonist because she wants Gerda to stay with her. So, you got these two sisters, pulling apart these two kids who like each other. So, they're kind of antagonistic in that sense, but not straight up villains, if you will. The forces of nature. And you can't really deal with anything with that. And Gerda, in the original story, does use Our Father to gain entrance into the Snow Queen's palace. So, yeah. There's quite a few variations of that story now. It's up to you which one's your favorite. If you've ever heard of Shirley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater, I quite like that one a lot. That one's a very good version of it that I like. Because it kind of makes her, it paints her in a more positive light, if you will, the Snow Queen. And her sister is painted as a little vain and shallow, but she's not evil either. So, yeah, that one I'd have to say is one of my favorites out of all the ones I've seen. Of course, everyone's going to know Frozen. And as you can tell, they take a lot of liberties with that one, and probably it didn't come out quite the way I think that it could have. It's not bad, but I think it could have been better. So, short Snow Queen for this day. I hope if you are having a snowstorm, you're nice and warm and cozy inside your house and you've got all the power and you're not going to freeze to death. Because there is that issue with the Snow Queen. So, alright. So that was day 2, technically. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you in the next one.